We're about to break down the Vikings' initial 53-man roster cuts. Before we dive into that, if you guys want more Vikings videos, for free by the way, hit that big red button and subscribe. It really is that simple. Roster cutdown day is here for the Minnesota Vikings, and they've made their initial 53-man roster moves. And in addition to a trade, there are some rather surprising cuts that Minnesota elected to make, even though there will be more moves coming in the not-too-distant future. Let's go in order of the roster cuts here by position, for the most part. I'll explain why in a little bit. Jake Browning, the quarterback, he has been cut with a very real chance to end up on the practice squad for Minnesota, as it's Kirk Cousins and Kellen Mond, at least for now, on the active 53-man roster. Running back A.J. Rose, receiver Walt Filer out of Indiana, Myron Mitchell, the fullback Jake Bargas. No real surprises there when it comes to those four roster cuts. The Vikings did go thin in the short term at tight end, as Zach Davidson, the very raw fifth-round rookie, needs more time. He's been released. The almost receiver tight end hybrid Shane Zylstra has also been cut. Some offensive linemen, Zach Bailey, Kyle Hinton, nothing major there. Fan favorite to an extent, Hercules Mataafa has been cut. He could end up on the practice squad as well for Minnesota. So too could Kenny Willekes, the former Michigan State edge rusher. The unfortunately too slow for the NFL, Tough Borland, he gets cut. Perry Nickerson, one of my all-time misses, who I thought was going to be really good at nickel out of Tulane, he ends up getting cut as well. So too does safety Miles Dorn. The noteworthy move here that ended up going down for Minnesota actually comes from players who were outright released, not waived. These are players who don't have to go through waivers. Amir Abdullah, Dakota Dozier, Everson Griffen gets cut, Ty Smith, and then the long snapper Andrew DePola as well. Note here on Everson Griffen, it sounds like Minnesota wants to bring him back. Veteran players, unlike that other list of names we went through, are not subject to going through waivers. So Minnesota could cut Everson Griffen, re-sign him after they adjust their roster, probably put some guys on IR, for example, and then allow those IR players to come back at some point during the season. So maybe that's Amir Abdullah, maybe that's Everson Griffen. I think one player to keep an eye out for in this particular example, Kenny Nwangu, the rookie from Iowa State, he's going to go to IR with a chance to return later on, but he hasn't happened yet. So keep an eye on Griffen coming back, but that was, seeing his name pop up on the list of releases and roster cuts, was a surprise move by Minnesota. Do you think it is the most surprising roster move the Vikings made today? What do you guys think? I think it is Everson Griffen, but get your votes in for me in the comments section. The most surprising roster move made by the Vikings. Now, four more players here were waived injured, meaning that they will revert to IR if no one claims them and if the Vikings want to keep them on IR. Quarterback Nate Stanley, wide receiver Chad Beebe, offensive guard Drew Samia, and safety Luther Kirk. If those players are not signed, if they do not get claimed, or the Vikings don't release them from IR, their season would be over. Before we go, rate the Vikings' current roster for me and use a scale of 1 to 100. Get your votes in for me in the comment section. Oh, by the way, I lied. We're not going yet. One more thing to do. The trade that went down. The Jets have sent tight end Chris Herndon to the Minnesota Vikings along with a 6th-round pick in exchange for a 4th-round selection. One other note here. I put cash as part of this. The Jets have converted some of Chris Herndon's base salary into a signing bonus, roughly 1.4, meaning all Minnesota has to pay him is the vet minimum for this year. That's how the Jets got a better draft pick as part of this Chris Herndon trade. Equates out to like about a 5th-round pick in exchange for Chris Herndon, so not that bad for Minnesota. Herndon will play a big role with Irv Smith out to start the 2021 season.